Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. It has been a while since I sat down and filmed something, let alone sat down in front of the camera and kind of talked to you. This is not going to be, well, this is going to be a chatty video, but it's not going to be like a full like chatty video. But yeah, so if you saw by this title, this is going to be a mid-year journal tag review sort of thing. I actually got these prompts from a lovely channel called Love Lynn's Life. She actually, I believe, created this tag, and I only stumbled across it because she tagged my channel in her description. And I believe it was just there's a question in this tag that is like, what are some YouTubers that are inspiring you? And so she included me in her lists, which was so lovely. Thank you, Lynn. And I thought it would be fun to just kind of pop on and answer these questions about journaling. So I believe it's called Mid-Year Journal Tag Review. Mid-Year Journal Review Tag. I'm butchering the name, of course, because I don't have it written down anywhere, because I have questions here on my phone, but I don't have the actual title of the thing, but you'll see it. It'll be in the title of this video. That has been my life lately. I am all over the place. Hi, it is August. That is crazy. But yeah, without further ado, let's just jump into the tag questions. The first question is, what was the best thing about journaling this year? And to be quite honest, I have no idea. Because since this whole thing that is happening in the world has started, my journaling has significantly decreased, which is very strange because normally you journal to kind of get all that stuff kind of out, and I've just been doing other things to get my mind off of what's happening. So journaling kind of, I know in the beginning has take a back seat. This year though, I've been trying to be mindful of journaling, and yeah, I don't know what the best thing about journaling this year is. I guess just sort of not putting so much pressure on myself to sit down and make a journal page. I know I used to do that a lot in terms of art journaling. This year though, I've been actually journaling, like writing journaling. I know it's called a journaling, right? But I think most of us like the creative part of it and kind of struggle with the actual writing part of it. But I've been really mindful of actually doing that work, doing the written work. And yeah, so I've been keeping multiple journals this year, and I think that was another good, positive, best thing about journaling this year, is that I've kind of embraced the multiple journal process world. I don't know what you call it. I've always been that person that would always try to stick with one journal, and I realized that that does not suit me and how I create. I always have to, like, I'm always ready to jump in onto the next journal, onto the next project. And so having a lot of different journals to do that, to kind of hop around, has been so good for me. And so yeah, I think that pretty much sums up that question. And so, okay, so the next question is, what are your favorite supplies at the moment? I probably will switch you over to my desk view to answer that question so that I can actually show you some supplies. So I have my stack of journals here, obviously, and I kind of want to show you these because these are actually all the journals that I've been keeping this year. So quite a few, but let's move them to the side and show you my favorite supplies. So what are my favorite supplies? Oh my goodness. What have I been using lately? I have been using, okay, I bought me this little pouch this year. It's one of those Del D pouches. This is a beautiful lace and whimsy pen. Love it, love it, love it. This is my all-time favorite water brush. It is a Kuretake water brush, I believe, and it's like a medium, and I love the size of it. Love that one. I have been loving this carbon ink platinum fountain pen. because it is waterproof. It's a fountain pen, but it's waterproof. I got like, I think this is the extra fine tip. I love it. I've been using it a lot in my virtual voyage art journal here, which I don't think I've ever shared this. Oh my goodness, I don't think I've ever shared it. But it's great because I've been like sketching and outlining and doing all the things with that pen, and then I can just go over with watercolor and it's not going to smear anything because it's waterproof. Oh my god, I love it so much. So yeah, that is the platinum carbon ink fountain pen, and then this is the water brush that I've been loving. I actually need to get me another one because this one is a hot mess, but this is the, I believe it's a Kuretake water brush pen, or aqua brush. Got it on JetPen, so I'll try to leave links in the description to some of these supplies, but I've really been loving that pen. I have some color pencils in here, so I've been doing a lot of the virtual voyage stuff, and I invested in some of these Holbein color pencils. Let me see if I can get the case. So it's these, the Holbein color pencils, artist color pencils. These are a Japanese brand, and I got like the pastel tones, but then I also got like single ones, and I don't have them in the case. I have them all here in my little pouch, but they are so creamy. Like I've been using the Arteza. These are like watercolor pencils, and then I have the Jane Davenport's here too because I love Jane Davenport's colors. But like in art class or whatever, I've been using, well, I would use the Prismacolors, and I like Prismacolors, but oh my god, these Holbein, they're amazing. They're like my new favorite. And in here, actually, I have some watercolors. These are the Gamsei, I don't even know, again, Japanese watercolors. I will leave links. Got them at Gem Pens. These are so nice and creamy and opaque for watercolors. They're really nice. Obviously, I haven't been using any of this in like my kind of junk journal, art journal type things, but for virtual voyage, I've been getting into, you know, the art part and actually drawing and using my supplies, which is insane. This I did with the Holbein acrylic gouache, which slowly has been becoming some of my favorite paints. You probably would have seen me use these as well in my bloom journal. So for a lot of, let me see if I can find a page or pages where I used like all of this. Like these are the Holbein paints. They're acrylic gouache, so you can water them down, but I basically just use them like acrylics. There's some more pages in here, but yeah, these are some other ones that I've been really liking. Basically anything Holbein at the moment. Those have been something, I've loved that. I've been using that a lot. And just like my random stuff. So I have this little bowl here that has a lot of paper scraps. I've been really into adding Polaroids into my spreads. And I think it started because of the Liz Lamoureux class that I was taking in April, which of course I haven't finished, but I started like including like all these like Polaroids and stuff in here. And so of course, if you've seen my summer stories journal, I have a lot of the Polaroids happening everywhere. There's another Polaroid here. And then of course I have this pocket filled with Polaroids. That has been very fun to use in my journals. Yeah, and I've been stamping more often. So for what I use for my stamps are the StazOn ink. I have an acrylic block. My date stamp is the Felicity Jane one because it's my favorite. It has like an option to put these cute little hearts in between the dates, and then just a variety of different acrylic stamps. But yeah, that's, I would say, are some of my favorite supplies at the moment. So the next question for this tag, and I'll probably just keep you looking at my desk for this next one as well, is what are some new things you've been doing in your journals or journaling in the last 6 months? And so I guess I want to go over the journals that I've been keeping. You've seen some of them, and some of them you haven't, but this is my Summer Stories journal. Let me just move that out of the way. This is my Summer Stories journal. This is my James Luke Burke Virtual Voyage 4 art journal. This one is my Bloom journal, which, is it from the beginning of the year? Or is it from last year? I don't remember. It's from last year. It's from August last year. Oh my god, this is like a month old. This is the Get Messy Season of Bloom journal that I started for that season. And it's taken me a bit to finish it, obviously, because it's been a year later, but that's what's in here. And then, of course, I have my Unraveling journal and this little baby here, which is the journal that I'm still working in from taking Liz Lamoureux's Touchstones class. And so those are the, 5 journals that I've been keeping this year. And so some new things that I've been doing. So a brand new thing is this baby here. So I don't think I've ever shared this. I might have shared pictures on Instagram, but I haven't shared it at all here on my channel. I decided to take James Luke Burke's Virtual Voyage class. This is Virtual Voyage 4, and it was Disney Pixar themed. So it's called the Lamplight Cruise, and I've only gotten halfway through this class, and even then I still need to go back to the first 2 sections that I kind of completed and finish up some stuff. And so this is just a little golden book that I turned into a journal, and I picked one that was Toy Story because of course this is a Pixar themed art journal. And yeah, the class, oh my god, so much content in James's class. I feel like I mentioned him before. He's one of my favorite creators. He's so talented. I love him and his husband Steve. They're a riot. I love watching them. They're so funny, and they seem so down to earth and like generous, and just, oh my god, it just spews creativity. These men just, oh my god, they're so talented. And when James announced the Virtual Voyage, this was back in June that that the class started. It was June through July. I was waiting on the theme, and the theme ended up being Disney Pixar, and I'm just like, I'm sold because it's Disney Pixar themed. And I really wanted to get back into kind of drawing and painting, and not so much like collaging, because I do that a lot in like my art journals. A lot of it's just collage, a lot of it is like journaling. It's more art, like, I mean, I drew that, but like it's more like art journaling, like kind of scrapbooking and paper piecing things together. I kind of wanted to actually draw stuff, and oh my god, I forgot how time consuming it is to actually make your own art in that way. I just find art journaling, like when you're just collaging, I find this so much quicker. You can just find images and like put everything together and just glue them down. It's sort of kind of like, this is like the scrapbooking version of like making art, but like actually sketching and then painting, and oh my goodness, it is so it's a lot. And I was doing it during my full-time job, and I would do it at night. I would come home and I would watch the lessons, or like I would join the live calls and just catch up on all the things. So the first section was Inside Out themed, and so this page obviously I have to finish, but this is something new, you know, for me this year, was actually getting in and actually drawing stuff. I haven't drawn since, oh my goodness, since high school, and just sitting here like actually drawn. I mean, I've been doing drawings on like my iPad and stuff, but that's completely different than like pen and paper and watercolors and all the things. And so I've gotten to really play around with all the supplies that I have, like the art supplies that I have, and like really kind of learn more about it. Like I absolutely suck at watercolor, and so this was like a whole learning process of how my watercolors work, and just, you know, just sketching and having fun with it, and like not feeling so bad that things don't come out looking like how James's stuff looks or whatever. Obviously a lot of stuff this is finished, but this is not complete. I still have this thing to do here. This is blank because I haven't done my Micmac. This is pretty much finished, even though there's some spaces that could be filled in. These collages, these are so fun to do. So everything in this journal was new to me. Like every single process of thinking, creatively, oh my goodness, I can't speak, thinking creatively, and like all the lessons that James introduces, and like each section we were studying the style of an artist. So like this section was Sir Quentin Blake, this one was Rune Naito. I love the Rune Naito. I need to go back and finish a lot of these because Rune Naito was my favorite. This is Luca. I haven't finished it yet, but I'm so proud of this sketch. Like, I am beyond proud of myself with that. I love my little monsters, so this was all the Monsters Inc. section. Yeah, I'm hoping when I finish this journal that I would do like a full spread. This is my boob. She's not finished as well. I still have to finish through a lot of these things. Mike Wazowski. And then these are all the instructionals and stuff like that. I still have to do my Monster Maker, and like this is my Monstropolis, and like, you know, it's just fun. It was fun, and it kind of got me out of my little comfort zone and like my whole perfectionist tendencies that I have to do, and just play with the supplies that I have. I still have to finish. This is Coco, the Coco section. This is my Alebrijes. This is another Alebrijes that we were doing on the live, but obviously I didn't finish either one of them, and that is it. I stopped at the Coco section, and the last section is Toy Story, which I haven't actually gotten to, but Coco, the artist was Claire Keane, and then Toy Story was Mary Blair, and I haven't actually gotten through the Toy Story section at all. I'm still halfway through Coco, but of course you saw that I have to like go back through the other side. So much content. But yeah, this is brand new. This is like a brand new way of art journaling for me, and it was fun. I just really need to take some time and go back to it because I had to take a pause because it was just a lot of, you know, I only had like 2 or 3 hours each night to work on it, and then the next day I was working, you know. Like, I wrote a newsletter recently saying like it feels like I haven't been home in like months, and it's true. Like, just living at work, really. So I really need to sit down and like go through those lessons again and like finish this. But this is something brand new that I've been doing this year. Another thing that I've been doing this year, or I mean, this is not, I wouldn't say this is completely new, my Touchstones journal, but just the way that Liz journals. Like, I was trying to like emulate how she journals. It's very simple, it's very collagey, kind of like this, and like what she, in her class, because this is from her Touchstones class, what I got out of it, I haven't actually finished it either, I'm like halfway through that one as well, but what I got out of it was that a lot of these pages, they don't have to be finished. So a lot of the pages in your journals don't have to be finished. I know we have like this, I mean, I know I'm like this, so I'm assuming a lot of you might be like this as well, but we have this tendency of be like, oh my god, I have to finish that page because it's unfinished, it doesn't look finished. And what I got from Liz's class is that it's okay that that page isn't finished. If nothing is speaking to you to finish that, then just move on and create something else. So that's why I have a lot of lists here for certain pages that are just like unfinished or in half completion. And that's okay. It just means that I've moved on to something else, and I can always come back, because the thing about these journals is that they grow with you. Think of them as like a person that always constantly changes, because if you're not a person that changes, then you're not really growing. But think of it like that. Think of it like almost sort of like a living thing, a living capsule that just holds growth, and it's your growth, and you can always just go back and finish something. Or, you know, if something is what it is and it's not complete, that is okay too. So that was something new that I kind of took to heart when it comes to my journaling, and just to not be so obsessed with trying to finish anything. It'll get finished in due time, just not, you know, quickly, or however, you know. I'm very zen now with my journals. I'm just like, I have multiple journals, and I'm not too fussed about having to finish a journal in a timely fashion. Like, you know, the Get Messy seasons, they're usually a month, and I would always struggle with trying to finish my journal within that time. And I've just completely let that go, because, you know, these journals are supposed to work for you, you know? So I just kind of let it go. So that's definitely something that I've been doing differently in terms of my journaling. And I don't think anything that I've been doing in here has been any different than what I normally do. It's just these two journals significantly. It's more like the process and like what it makes me feel. That's what's been new for me. So this next question is, what are you looking forward to journaling about this year? I don't know. It is August already, and so I'm already thinking about December daily, of course. And so I guess that my December dailies tend to be more scrapbooky, or like a mixture. Lately, they've been like a hybrid of scrapbooking, like memory keeping, scrapbooking, and like art journaling pages. And yeah, I'm kind of looking forward to that. I do. It's usually heavily scrapbooking. I use a lot of scrapbooking supplies, but I think this year I kind of want to make like a probably a junk journal. I'm thinking of doing that for December daily, so I'm definitely looking forward to doing December daily. What have you stopped doing or journaling about, and why? I don't think. What have I stopped doing or journaling about? I don't think I've stopped journaling about anything. I just journal whatever it feels like I want to journal. What I've stopped doing, I'm pretty sure there's tons of things that I've stopped doing. Again, like I said in the beginning, it's been a very difficult time for me to journal. Like, I'm not inclined to actually journal to make me feel good, which is normally why anyone would journal. The whole state of the world has gotten me to do more different things. I tend to Usually when I feel really anxious and stressed, I tend to retreat and I tend to escape. And sometimes, like, I would say art journaling really helps with that, with like just sort of the escapism. Definitely my, where is it here? My lovely virtual Voyage journal definitely was an escapism for me, because just going back and watching all of these Pixar movies, and like, I usually retreat to movies, mostly cartoons, animation. I retreat to animation. I retreat to reading. Like, I've read 11 books this year, which is insane because all the previous years I've tried reading at least 10, and like that never happened, and I'm already surpassed that. But I retreat to reading. I retreat to watching a lot of animation. I retreat to music. It's strange because, I knew all of those things were coping mechanisms, but I always thought that journaling and documenting my life would be the thing that got me through really hard times. And journaling is very essential for that. Like, my unraveling journal has oh my god, gotten me so through a lot of things this year already, just getting it down on paper. And what I mean by getting it down on paper is like literally just doing this. Like, there's no art here. I mean, I clipped a picture in here, but no art in here. It is straight up pages of just journaling, and that has helped like a lot. But yeah, what I stopped doing was actually going to my journals to get through certain things. Obviously, some certain things are really essential, but I would just retreat to that all the time, and I found that there are just other things that are helping me get through. And so I guess that's something that I've stopped doing this year, which is surprising because I've always thought that journaling would be the thing, and it's not. Apparently, what's been the thing is music and reading and watching animation. And I guess that kind of goes into the next question, because the next question is, what surprised you about your journaling this year? And so that basically surprised me, that when I always thought, anytime I felt anxious or stressed, going to my journals really helped with that. But I found that for this type of anxiety and this type of stress, it really helped to kind of take a step back from my journals and still use them, obviously, but like do other things. I deal with that by escaping, and so escaping through music and through reading and through movies, like, that really surprised me. It really did. And so I would say that has really surprised me. So this question is, what is your favorite journal that you finished this year? I haven't actually finished a journal this year. All of my journals are in progress. These two obviously are for classes, and I'm halfway through this class and I'm halfway through this class, so the journals are in half completion. This is my summer stories journal, and so this is still in progress at the moment as well. This one is my unraveling journal, and even though it's a chunky monkey, there's still a lot of space in this. I don't think I'm going to finish this year at all. It's so big. And then this one is the journal that is closest to completion. This is my Bloom journal, and this one is the one that's almost done. This is the one that I started in August of last year, right? Is that what? Yep, August 1st. So it's been a month. It's been a month. Look at me. It's been a year. It's been a year since I've been working in this, and like this whole front section is done. You know, I have some pages like this that I still need to work in, but for the most part, this one is the closest to being finished. And honestly, if I continue to work on it, I haven't worked in it in a while, I can probably finish it this year. So I don't know, since I don't have a journal that I finished this year. I guess I don't have a favorite, but I guess if I had to say, it would be this one, because this one is the one that's closest to being completed. Like, I have some pages back here, obviously, that still need work, and then I have a lot of pages that are like in half completion mode, so I need to go back in and like actually finish some of these pages. Yeah, because I like skipped some of them and such. So yeah, I would say that my Bloom journal is probably my favorite finished journal for this year. So the next question is, what YouTubers inspire you lately? I will admit that I actually have not been watching YouTube lately. If there's one thing that has really faltered during all of this, is my YouTube viewing. I have always been a fiend with YouTube. I would watch everything that I'm subscribed to and all the things, but for some reason that stopped. That stops very short. And I normally now just put things like when I go through my subscriptions, I mark everything for watch later, watch later, watch later, and then it takes me a while. Like that builds up to like 30 something videos, and then one day I'll just sit there and just binge all of it. So I am terrible. I haven't found any new YouTubers to watch or anything because I just have not been on YouTube. But I will leave links down below to some of my favorite YouTubers. I believe I've mentioned all of them at some point before, but off the top of my head, Essie Ruth, I love her channel. It's everything. I would describe my creative process and style as being a catch-all of everything. It's scrapbooking, it's art journaling, it's junk journaling, it's all of those things. Essie's channel is just like that, and I love it. I love her style. I think she's super talented. She seems like a wonderful person. Definitely give her a follow because she's awesome. So if you like my kind of style, I think you would definitely like hers as well. Nazi from Amity Bloom. Love Nazi's work. She inspires me so much. She is so talented. I'm pretty sure a lot of you already follow Nazi. She's another one. Kaylee Gray is another one. I love Kaylee. Kaylee, she's basically everybody's fairy art mother, as she says in Get Messy, but I've always loved Kaylee's style. I love like her thoughts too. Like she's been doing a lot of vlogs lately that have been really, really nice to watch, and like just to see her create in a different way has been really inspiring and like really refreshing. So Kaylee, again, I will leave these channels in the description box down below, but I'm trying to think of other channels that like I go to immediately. James Luke Burke, I love watching James. Like I said before, he is super, super talented. But what my favorite thing about watching his videos is just I love hearing him talk. I just love hearing him talk. He's just so fun, and like I always have some sort of smile on my face because he's just fun. He's bright and he's light, and it's really nice to just watch a video of his and like just feel good, you know? So James is another one. I'm trying to think, like, again, I'm just throwing you like a hodgepodge of different things. My favorite, I love Suze. She hasn't been doing much videos lately, but Suze's will always be like my number one, my number one. And her style is more scrapbooking, of course. And I know I have like a mixture of people here who like scrapbooking and who like journaling and that sort of thing. To me, they go tandem, but I know the styles can be different. But I love Suze. So who have I said? I said Essie, I said Seuss, I said Kaylee, Nazi, and James. That pretty much sums up who I watch whenever they have a video. Like when I say who I watch, I mean like instantly who I watch. I do watch a lovely girl from England. I watch her videos a lot. Her name is Chloe. And she used to scrapbook a lot. I mean, she still does scrapbook, but she doesn't really make scrapbooking videos. But she makes a lot of vlogs, and I absolutely love watching her vlogs. And she has some lovely dogs, Archie and Winnie, and little Margot is really cute. She's pregnant right now, and so a lot of her videos are about that. And I just really like she's the only person that like is like a vlogger that I watch the vlogs of, because I don't know, I just like, she seems so nice, and you know, she goes through a lot too, but she just seems like such a wonderful person, and I just like getting a little peek, you know, into her life. And I find it really inspiring just to watch someone, you know, kind of share themselves like that, you know. So she's another one that I watch, but like that's pretty much it. Oh, I think a new one, actually, probably like the last channel I subscribed to, a lovely, lovely, lovely person, Jody Lankin. She does, like, I found her art stuff through just searching for Disney art journals because I was gearing up for James's class, and she actually took James's class too. I believe her channel is Jody Lankin Art. I will leave it in the description. Again, I'll leave all the links to like everybody that I mentioned in the description down below. But she does illustrations and art journals that are Disney inspired, and she's super cute, and she lives in Japan, and so she does a lot of like Japanese-esque sort of Disney things too. And yeah, she's so talented. I love her art. It's been a different change from what I usually watch, which is a lot of kind of junk journaling and scrapbooking type videos. I don't really watch very much like drawing and like art videos. I think the only person that I watched who does that sort of thing is James. So finding her channel was really, really nice. Yeah, so I follow other people's channels too, but I think those are the key people that I keep up with their videos. Like I'm like excited to kind of keep up with their videos and watch their videos. So again, I will leave all of the links to all of those channels in the description box down below. So if any of them seem interesting to you, then you can go check them out and support. The next question is, what is my journaling routine? I don't have one. I really don't have one. I should have one. Like, I would love to fall into the habit of like journaling the minute that I wake up, or journaling the minute, you know, before I go to bed, or like having some sort of habitual routine of journaling every day. I don't have one. I journal whenever I feel like I need to journal, whenever I need that creative outlet in that process. It's just because lately I just haven't had the time. I literally have to be mindful to make the time to do that. And I think that's with everything though, even if it's like a routine, you have to make the time to do that. And I just haven't found that balance yet. Hopefully I can get into a better routine now that some things in my life are shifting to maybe start that habit. But I don't have a routine. I have, if I'm home, and I have time and I'm not tired, I sit at my desk and I just do something. That's pretty much it. Nothing is planned. Nothing. It's just, if I feel like it, then it happens. I guess that's not really a routine, but that's my journaling routine. So this next question is, which is your favorite cover of a finished journal from this year? Again, I have not finished a journal. All of my little A6 journals are in really cute Foxy Fix covers, but if we were to open them all up, I can get them all like in a frame. They're all these really beautiful Artist in Bloom covers. So these are little journals that I learned how to make from taking one of Nazi's courses, and I really love how they look. I love it. I love this look. So I would say that these are my favorite covers, because once I finish them, I'm going to take them out of the leather covers and just store them away in a basket. And so these are just very pretty. I decorated. This is a This is a store-bought journal. This is an Arteza journal that I decorated the cover with some fabric. Basically, I like anything that's floral, pretty much. And then, of course, this is just a book. Oops. This is just an altered little golden journal. But yeah, definitely these little ones are my favorite covers out of the bunch. Out of the three, I would have to say that this is my Summer Stories journal, is probably my favorite, and only because I love this. This is a vintage wallpaper that I changed the colors of, so I call these little wallpaper swatches. I actually do have them in my shop now if you want to get them and download them. But yeah, this is from one of those vintage wallpapers that I altered, that I changed the colors and everything, and I love these colors. So I would say that this is my favorite Artist in Bloom cover out of the three. And so the last question is, what are you going to focus on for the rest of the year? Do you have any goals? And what am I going to focus on for the rest of the year? I have no idea. I don't actually look or see that far ahead sometimes, in most cases, but I am definitely planning on revisiting the 2 e-courses that I purchased this year to work on. So I bought Liz Lamoureux's Touchstones class in April. It was just a class that went through the entire month of April, and again, I managed to watch half of the lessons. So I believe there's 22 lessons and I watched 12 of them. And so yeah, I would like to go back, and I watched like lesson 10, 11, and 12, but I actually haven't done them in here, and so I would actually want to go back, maybe rewatch those lessons, and hopefully get through the entire course and maybe have a finished journal by the ending of this year. Like, that is what I'm hoping for with the Touchstones class. I am hoping for the same thing with my virtual Voyage class. I feel like, though, that Touchstones might be an easier course to go through first and to finish than virtual Voyage. And I only say that because compared to this class, this is chock full of stuff to do. Like, I have never, like, I've taken a lot of e-courses. I've purchased a lot of e-courses. I've been involved in a lot of e-courses that I got for free, and all of them have been, I don't think I've ever been disappointed with a course that I've taken. They've all been like pretty good, and if I paid for one, they've all been worth the money. I don't mind buying an e-course to support an artist that I like. I really don't. I mean, I don't know. I think some people might get disappointed with how much you paid for something and what you got out of it. I don't know. James's class, the best deal ever. It was one of the more pricier classes that I've personally have ever purchased. But in my head, I was just like, I love James's work. I don't actually ever, support him monetarily. I mean, I bought a few of his washi tapes like one time, and I watch his videos, but like I don't monetarily support the content that he creates. And I'm just like, you know what? Everyone raves about his virtual Voyage classes. I'm gonna trust everybody's opinion. And I like James. I like Steve. So that's why I bought the course. Bit pricey, but I'm just like, for me, it was worth it on that level, for support. But oh my God, the amount of content that came out of that course that I still haven't even gone through, and I need to go back and look at it over again. And so much content. It was so richly dense in content and like things to learn and things to do. So worth it. So I feel like this journal, as much as I would love to go diving back into it, this is one of those journals or one of those courses and journals that I know that I would need to kind of take a break sometimes, like work on it a little bit, then take a break, and then come back and work on it again. So I feel like this journal is going to take me quite a while to work through it. But I really need to be mindful to go in and actually work through it, because I have an awful habit of starting courses and then never finishing them. It's awful. It's a terrible, terrible habit that I have. And it needs to stop. But yeah, so I think moving forward, I'm definitely looking forward to working through those 2 courses and hopefully finishing this baby right here. In terms of my other journals, I have this one. Obviously, this is my Season of Bloom. I Get Messy Season of Bloom that I started last year, and like I said, it is mostly finished. It is almost filled up, and honestly, if I take maybe like a weekend and just kind of, I'm gonna call it like binge create in here, I probably will finish it. And so maybe I probably have to be mindful to do that so that I can finish this one up and sort of like, once I finish it, I can move on into something else, to some sort of new project. And so maybe that definitely, I'm definitely looking forward to December daily. I'm always looking forward to December daily, which is weird because I don't do anything in December, but for some reason, that's one journal that I always finish. I always finish my December dailies, at least for the last couple of years, the way I do them now, which is a little less memory keeping and more stream of conscious creating. So each day I like to find prompts. So like a lot of people do prompt challenges in December. So I like to follow those prompts and use the prompts as jumping off points to document that day. And it's more of, for me, just the creative process of doing something creative every single day in December, as opposed to documenting a December story, because I think December daily, the way that Ali Edwards approaches it, is all about documenting your stories in December. But I don't celebrate the holidays, so it's very like December is just like another month for me. So doing something more creative. And I think this year, if Cassia Avery does her advent calendar, I might actually stick with that completely this year. But I know a lot of people do different things. Like she does the advent calendar. I don't know if she's going to do it this year, but she normally does that. James Luke Burke, he does his Merry Mixed Media in December. Who else does something in December? I feel like a lot of people do things in December. Susanna Conway, I love Susanna Conway. I mean, her creativity is different, but she does a photo challenge in December called December Reflections, which I've actually made a little journal out of. You can take those prompts and not take photographs, but you can do something creative with it. So she does that. Like, there's tons of people who create like prompts. Like last year, I used a list of prompts that Suze made for my December daily. But I realized that when I stick to like a prompts list, it really helps me to create something every day. And I think that's what I really like about December daily. I also like the fact that a lot of people keep a December journal in December, like we're all like doing this together. It's kind of like the 100-day project, how everyone is doing this 100-day project together, even though their project is a little different than yours. I can't do 100 days, but I can do a December. I can do a month. I can do 31. But yeah, so December daily, I'm definitely looking forward to. So yeah, I think for my other journals, my summer stories journal, it is not going as planned, obviously, because I actually haven't gone on any of the trips that I had in mind to go on this summer, and I don't think I will be going on any of them. And so that one has been taking, it's taken a different tone. You know how I like to theme my journals. It's definitely changed. The theme has definitely changed of it. I'm still documenting it, my little summer memories in it this year. I was doing, again, another journal prompt list, but I was doing Junk Journal July. I fell off the bandwagon for Junk Journal July. I think I only got to like 8 prompt number 8, and July is like over. So I'm not sure if I'll keep up with all of the prompts, maybe like kind of look through them and see what sparks inspiration just from all the prompts. But yeah, I still want to keep this and take it into maybe September, and then once September's over, shelve it, and maybe come back to it next year. Like that's what I'm kind of thinking about in terms of my summer stories journal. For the last journal that I have, which is my big chunky monkey unraveling journal, I've already come to terms with the fact that I am not filling this up this year. Just because, like I said, journaling hasn't really been a priority for some reason, and just how I'm coping with the times. I have done quite a bit of progress in this journal. I'm basically halfway through my first insert, but of course I've been filling up things so it's super chunky. But I made this book to have 3 inserts, 3 signatures in it, and I haven't even filled up the first one. So I feel like this is going to be another 2-year unraveling journal. I'm definitely going to keep with it through this year, and then probably do next year in it too. For my unraveling journal, I don't mind combining 2 years. Like my first unraveling journal was 2 years. It was 2019 and 2020. And so I feel like this little one here is also going to be a dual year. It's going to be 2021 and 2022, which I'm completely fine with. I am embracing that I don't have to finish journals, that if it takes me a year to finish one journal, that is fine. And the fact that I have so many now, I just hop from one to the next when something, like sometimes, you know, you have a journal and you're really excited to journal in it and to create in it, and then you kind of lose interest and you want to try something else, and then you create another journal for something else and you journal in there, and it's fine that nothing gets finished in like a timely fashion, or if it takes you over a year to fill up a journal. It's just more of like finding a process that works for you, and I think I finally found mine. The fact that, you know, I can hop from journal to journal, so like even though I'm not finishing any one of them, I'm still working in them, you know, like I have 5, I'm doing 5 at a time, and so I'm still being creative. It's just that nothing is getting filled up. I guess it's the whole quality versus quantity. I'm not producing quantities of finished journals, but I have 5 that are rich and dense in creativity and in my sort of personal journey, because again, I have been writing more in my journals. And of course I don't share photos of the ones like that page, that, or the pages, because it was pages really of, I don't even know where it is again, but I'm telling you, it was pages of just straight up journaling. I don't show pictures of that because no one wants to see my journaling, like just pages of blank journaling. I feel like y'all want, you know, something more creative, more visual to get inspired by. But that's been happening. A lot of that's been happening, just journaling, just writing, and I don't share those pages. So I am journaling, I am creating. It's just more about the quality of the actual journaling and creating, as opposed to producing a lot. And yeah, that, I think moving forward, I'm going to keep with that because it works for me, and hopefully I can finish a journal this year. I'm really hoping that I finish my Season of Bloom journal and maybe the Touchstones journal. I feel really confident that I can get those 2 done, but I'm pretty sure the other ones are going to follow me into the next year, which is completely fine. I'm so fine with that. I don't stress it anymore. It is what it is, right? I can do so much with the time that I have to allot for it, but yeah. So that is that. This was a very long video, but I really hope you enjoyed this. I will leave the tag questions in the description box down below as well. Definitely tag me if you think about doing it. Definitely tag Love Lynn's Life. I will leave a link to her YouTube channel as well, but since this is her tag, I would suggest tagging her as well if you decide to do this. And yeah, I really hope you enjoyed this video and just sort of where I am in terms of my journaling this year. I really hope you are all well, friends, and I'm hoping to have some new stuff, just some new stuff out. I recently gave my website an overhaul. If you have purchased any class of mine on my website and haven't checked them lately, you'll see that it's completely different. I got a different platform for them. I feel like it's more streamlined and easier to digest all of the information, and I'm really happy with it. If you find any kinks or things that are not working right, please let me know, because I just changed everything around. But yeah, I'm just kind of gearing up to just try some new things, and that's always a nice feeling, you know? And that now that I have the time to do that, it's, yeah, I'm looking forward to it. So anyway, thank you so much for watching. I really hope you enjoyed, and I will see you all next time.